Today morning, the opposition supporters and leaders converged at Nsambya Sharing Hall, and police used tear gas to disperse them and stop them from holding their end-of-year prayers. It later closed the gate to the hall and asked those who had gathered to vacate immediately. When many of those who had gathered at the Catholic church-owned premises vacated, police withdrew to the other side of the road and allowed the small gatherings to pray outside the gate. Speaking after a short prayer, Robert Kyagulanyi Ssentamu aka Bobi, the president of the National Unity Platform, said the actions of the police shouldn't deflate the change-seeking Ugandans.
We are blocked. We are not blocked because we come from NUP, neither are we blocked because we come from FDC or CP or PPP. We are blocked because we are fighting against a dictator. They abduct you, they kill you, they imprison you, not because of the party or grouping that you come from, but because you are fighting against the dictator. And those are the pains that we are struggling to overcome, but we can only overcome when we are together.
Kyagulanyi called upon the opposition supporters to come together and fight for change, adding that it's only when they are united that they will be able to defeat Yoweri Kaguta Museveni.
That is what unites us, our pain. And our pain is stronger. The reason for our unification is stronger than any reason that divides us. So please, we the leaders have taken the first step in unity, but we cannot move further if you, our fellow leaders and followers, are not following suit. Please, in your words and your actions, make sure you unite us, not divide us.
Ugandans have no voice, have no say. That's why I say we even have no vote. And therefore we cannot look at 2026 anymore. Yes. You saw what happened last year, this year in the by-election. Oh. One Uganda!
Meanwhile, Dr. Byesigye also said the police actions explain why last month they held a human rights conference on Uganda in Nairobi in Kenya other than in Kampala.
As we had planned, as my fellow comrades here have told you, a place that was booked properly, paid for doing nothing else but praying. The prayer program was published, but even that cannot be allowed. And I think what they have done has answered those who were wondering why we gathered in Nairobi, to show the world the victims and the actions that have created terror in Uganda.
Byesigye said if police can break up a peaceful prayer, how about a conference aimed at publicizing the torture that the opposition activists and politicians have been subjected to?
And they were saying that we should have gathered here. But if we cannot gather here just to pray, how could we gather here to show the world the effects of the terror regime that has governed this country for the last nearly 40 years? How could we have done that? So they have answered it this morning. What is going on this morning is not surprising, because we are living in a totally captured country where all institutions of our country were captured.
The Lord Mayor Erias Lukwago decried what he called the blatant violations of human rights. He said it's actions like these that energize them to continue pushing until there is change in Uganda.
Why they have sealed off the press? Unfortunately, they are treating us as logs. They think we don't have brains. They can't explain to us. So this whole situation speaks to the situation we are embroiled in as a country, where we are all treated as zombies, as people who have no brains, who cannot reason. And that is very, very absurd.
First prayer is liberation. We want this country to be liberated from dictatorship, from military rule. We are talking about transition. We are saying that there must be transition. This is not a monarchy. This is not what we want the people of Uganda to have their right to choose whoever leads them. The other issue, of course, is the gross human rights violation. This year has been a year of abductions. Hundreds of our people have been taken away, tortured, and all these problems.
About the gist of the prayers, because as a country, we are mired into a political environment that is extremely difficult, and it doesn't portend good for peaceful transition. And that is the crux of the matter. So the whole of this year, the political space has been dominated by that debate about one family.
The Deputy Lord Mayor, Doreen Nyanjura, said 2022 was a very tough year and 2023 could be tougher. Therefore, there was a need for united forces of change to thank God for following what they have gone through in their quest for the change of power. The prayers were attended by politicians from Forum for Democratic Change, the National Unity Platform, the Conservative Party, and the People's Progressive Party. After the short prayers and speeches, the group jumped into their cars and tried to drive to the city center. They were intercepted by the police and the army at Nsambia traffic lights and directed to Access Road, which joins Nsambia Road, to Jinja Road near Mukwano Industry. The standoff caused traffic jams on all roads leading outside Nsambia. But after about 20 minutes, the group drove in a convoy of about 20 cars and followed by the fleet of border borders, budgeted and agreed to use Access Road. But a few meters away from the Jinja Road traffic lights, police and the military again intercepted the group and fired live bullets and tear gas to disperse the escorting borders and other supporters. Police also arrested supporters and some online bloggers who were traveling in a Toyota Hiace and those hanging on Dr. Byesigye and Chagulanyi's car. The standoff that lasted for over an hour also caused traffic jam on roads leading to Jinja Road. In a statement, police said they were forced to act because the meeting was unlawful. This report was gathered by Ashraf Nduga for BTM News Today.